Yeah, it's I know it's one of those things where I'm like every day that's just what's on my mind. It's like content, 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 content. And then it's like sometimes it's overwhelming. I'm trying to create a better workflow where it's just like, okay, I post up TikTok, then I post up Instagram, and then I post up YouTube shorts. It's a little bit easier when I just make a video and then I do the captions and everything like I normally do. And then I just use that same video on IG, on TikTok, and then I upload it to YouTube Shorts, which I think is helping push my videos though too on YouTube
Um,
Shorts.
dude, like, but it's so hard. It's so discouraging. Why is it so hard to break through? But I see all these people on TikTok. I'm like, how are y'all making it?
I had I had a video. It was the very first. You know how on TikTok you could do stitches.
No,
You could stitch a video.
dude. If we had TikTok when we were in high school, Calvary, game over.
So it's like I have a video on there. I have a video on
Oh yeah.
there. The middle video, and it has.
See, we gotta do stuff like this. Look,
That's creepy. Why is that video on your TikTok, bro?
we gotta do stuff like that, dude.
No, so that video got 154,000 views, but it's weird.
Oh,
It's like
yours?
yeah, it's like hit or
Oh,
miss.
nice. Let's see. Dang, you have 871. Oh, wow. You almost, dude, you got a lot of views.
I'm gonna just start showing my butthole, my feet, both of them together.
What do you use for? You use Final Cut Pro? What do you use?
No, I use a Premiere.
Oh, shoot. You're fancy as hell, bro.
So
Damn.
so a short video, like the short videos I take in the gym, that
Uh-huh.
takes me 20 minutes to make on Adobe. And then I
Dude,
upload it to CapCut, and then CapCut has auto captions. I just press one button, and those captions already come up.
there's this dude, like, do you, can you notice, do you notice when people buy their likes and followers?
Yeah, sometimes.
A lot of people do that. You know
Yeah.
that?
Hmm.
Like hella people do it. I didn't know that. Like it's a very common thing.
Yeah, I don't.
I just want to, if I'm gonna break through this, I want to do it organically and the right way.
Yeah, I think you can. I mean, dude, what are you talking about? You have hella followers.
Bro, but I haven't been growing. I've been
That's
stuck
just
at 15,000 the past like 2 3 years.
yeah, that's just because the algorithm or whatever. I don't know. It's like they switched to videos. You know what I'm saying? So
No.
like they only want video uploads.
I'm trying to see if I'm gonna try to post the same stuff on my on both accounts that I have, and I want to see if they're gonna favor a new account versus like an older account. So I'm gonna
Hmm.
just test it out. So I'm gonna post up like the same exact content and see what happens,
Yeah.
and I'll let you know. Because you know how YouTube they they like new accounts because they want new creators in there to be consistent.
Mm.
Did you know? I saw this statistic where people they check where people spend most of their watch time. Can you guess where has the most watch time?
YouTube.
YouTube.
Yeah.
So it was like YouTube, Netflix,
Yeah.
Disney Plus, all these other platforms, and
Yeah.
YouTube was a number one thing. And you know why? I was just talking to Diego about this because he's my video guy. I was like, dude, like the reason why we should go all in on YouTube right now is because YouTube is trying to beat everyone out, long form and short form
They are.
content.
They
They're trying
will.
to beat
They will.
they're trying to beat out Netflix. They're trying to beat out TikTok and
Yeah.
IG. They're going in
They will, dude. They will.
because Google owns YouTube. We kind of forget that sometimes.
You can't get rid of YouTube. YouTube's the new
I think,
college education at school, dude. You could fix anything with YouTube.
dude, I know. Like I don't know. Maybe I'm just not an entertaining guy anymore because I don't bodybuild.
I don't even think it's bodybuilding. I think people, I don't know, dude. I feel like the fitness industry has gotten so tribalistic, where it's almost like a clothing brand in a way where it's like, no, I like this guy. I don't like anybody else. Or because it's like I go on TikTok and I see the fitness influencers, these people, and they are just back and forth on videos arguing with each other.
But what?
Nutrition, fucking
Who
deadlifts,
argues?
fucking
Is it
just
like
there's so many, dude. Like,
BioLane?
huh?
BioLane?
No, Dr. Lane Norton. He always rips into people on his YouTube channel, but he's legitimate about it because he does it with evidence. I'm talking about people
Like
who are
kids?
just,
Like Gymshark people?
yeah. I'm talking about like your generic style of people that really don't have a background and just attack each other on TikTok, and it's just I'm just like, but they're all getting views. That's the thing. It's the negativity.
Maybe we should start being negative people. Like
I mean, I really am.
maybe we should
I
start being
am deep in my
like
heart.
Republican.
What? Yeah.
What?
Dude, I'm a very negative person. I'm just scared of like I just don't want added stress. You know? I just don't I got enough stress in my life.
You
I
don't
don't want the
wanna.
added stress of like online arguing with people, you know?
Yeah, it's stressful. I don't like I just want to live life and like live a good life and be cool and chill and hang out with my girls. That's it.
That's not entertaining, man.
I know. Like even the real estate stuff is like it's cool and all, but like I like my freedom. Like remember when I was taking out Kira everywhere?
Yeah.
I can't do that when I'm with like I can't do that with Noah, which kind of sucks.
Why?
Because I'm trying to get into real estate and trying to do other stuff. But
I
like
thought you were gonna say because I don't like her.
she doesn't look like me.
Oh my god.
I don't know why.
Dude, I haven't asked you. Are you posting on YouTube?
I am not right now.
Because I
Dude,
haven't seen anything.
dude, honestly, the real estate stuff slowed me down so much
It's taking up all the
that
time.
it's taken up a lot of time and I'm not seeing any type of result. And right now I kind of have to go all in on something, dude. Like, and I feel like the biggest return that I'll get if I go all in is fitness. Because the only thing I know what to talk about. I don't know what the like
I
I
know.
would try to like talk about like I would try to think about content for like real estate stuff, and I'm like, bro, like the freak do I talk about? But there's one thing that I do know what to talk about, and that is fitness stuff, and that's it.
True. I
And
feel it.
um, I wouldn't say I'm a dumbass when it comes to like fitness stuff. I actually feel like I know what I'm talking about
Yeah.
from like a basic level.
I think you're really good. I think you are amazing at even I think you're amazing at it, but I don't think that you do it yourself. But um like the business element of fitness, I think you're amazing at it.
What do you mean?
What's the word I'm looking for? Business savvy in the
I
fitness
feel like
industry with creating programs, and you should try this style and you should try this style. Like a lot of my ideas I get from you. And
which
then
like what ideas?
like pricing, types of
Oh,
programs, how long you should run the programs for, getting signups and stuff like that. Like a majority of my ideas for programs, because I'm terrible at it, like pricing and stuff, all comes from you.
oh,
And then
thank
like
you.
I'll start off with your idea, and then I'll branch off and then try to experiment with my own type of stuff, like lower price or high price or duration of months or weeks or whatever. But you give great you give very good analytical advice when it does come to like if you wanted to create a business in the fitness industry and stuff like that. I think that is a really good niche for you because you could
Thank
just
you.
spout stuff off right off the top of your head.
No, thank you. I think that is something that I do want to get into. I realize like as I process more of me and who I am,
Yeah.
I want to actually help people that um are going through what I went through,
Yeah.
like the confusion, the not
Yeah.
knowing like
It's
what to do with
dude,
fitness,
it's fucking rough.
not knowing who you are in the fitness industry. Like I feel like there's a lot of fluff when it comes to like business fitness business gurus out there.
Oh, dude.
And I I want to help people the right way. And I feel like there's a lot of people that do not help people the right way. It's kind of shady.
Even like a majority of the DMs I get on Instagram are people who claim to be like,
Fitness guru. You know what they do, right?
yeah, gurus.
You know what they do? So this is exactly what they do. They these fitness gurus that these personal trainers that did one thing had one successful program and
Yeah.
are trying to teach it to other people.
Yeah.
They hire somebody from the Philippines and they give them a script.
Yeah.
I'm dead serious. I don't know why you're laughing. It's shady.
Because you said Philippines. I'm like,
No, and
aren't they from India
no,
or something?
no, they hire from the Philippines because they're
Oh.
so cheap and they're hardworking. Literally, these are the words that came out of somebody's mouth. I went to someone's mastermind, right? And he was talking about like, oh, you just hire somebody from the Philippines. They're hardworking and they're super cheap. And I'm like, you did anyone hear that? No, but
What the hell?
what the hell? That's Vietnamese, bro. No,
Oh, God.
no, like he they give them a script and they tell people, okay, I want you to DM 100 people a day.
Yeah.
Actually, don't DM 100 people a day because Instagram will catch on to it and they'll think you're just DMing everybody. So cut it down to 50 people a day.
Mm.
So that's what they do. And a lot of these fitness gurus, they're actually they're just biting off of other coaches that they worked with.
Yeah.
So there's no authenticity there. And the issue I have with a lot of personal training businesses, like the guru people, is that they try to help you create a fitness business without helping you understand who you really are. And I think that's a big one because yeah, a lot of when I was going through that whole process, I was like, dude, like, why am I creating programs that don't or creating a business or programs that don't really align with who I am? So that's why I was never consistent with things. That's why it was very hard because with fitness, you get kind of like you could get pretty niche down.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, it's like it's such a saturated industry, and I think it may be saturated from our point of view because it's like the only type of people we follow and people who follow us. It's so it's like all we're seeing. It's not like we have another. It's not like we have other social medias for like, let's say, photography, and then all we're seeing is photographers, and I'm sure we would say, oh, that's a saturated business as well, or whatever. But it's like a good a thing I always try to remind myself of is what Ariel said one time, and it was like, and like all the BS I was going through this year is that there's always Ariel posted it up on his IG like years ago. But
there's always someone like I always stay true to myself or whatever, right?
No. It was there's enough clients for everybody.
Oh yeah, it's you have to have an abundance mindset.
Yeah.
So like I think personal trainers, online coaches need to get in the mindset of everyone needs help. And here's the thing. If you really want to help people, then you would encourage other people, other personal trainers to be their best because there's a lot of people that don't vibe with me that would rather vibe with you.
Yeah.
Like that I could never reach out to.
Yeah.
And that's a huge thing because if you're a personal trainer and your thing is like I really want to help everybody get healthy, then you should not try to you got to have that abundance mindset because there's a lot of people that follow me that would rather work with you and I'm totally fine with that.
Yeah.
Because I would rather have them work with somebody and get healthy than have them sit on the couch all day and not do anything.
Well, it's always like, I think with a client mindset, and you could relate this with any other human being. You wanna work with somebody that you feel comfortable, and I think unconsciously, uh, who you want to be familiar with, meaning
Yeah,
uh, like
you want to
normal.
hire your friend.
Yeah, or like a girl may not choose me; she may want another female coach,
Yeah,
and a
exactly.
guy would want me and not a female coach. You know what I'm saying? So there's plenty of that, and then there's also like maybe a taller guy, even like a guy who's 6'5" would want me to coach him because I'm 6 foot, and not you because you're hecka short. So
And
there's things,
Asian.
yo. Well, I mean,
Nah,
there's just,
a lot of I
yeah.
attract a lot of Asian people
Yes,
because
you do.
they relate
Yes,
to
you
me.
do.
Like I don't have any white people. I want more white people.
Oh my god.
Uh, but no, we have to get into an abundance mindset when it comes to wanting to help people, because I'm telling you, dude, like yeah, because us connecting, we're gonna be able to like I'm gonna be able to tap into your network and be able to tap into my
Yeah.
network, and we kind of
Yeah.
like we help each other out
Yeah.
because I'm telling you, like I would rather have someone work with somebody that they feel comfortable with. I
Yeah.
don't want to work with somebody if we're not gonna connect well.
Yeah. And I mean, it's like, also when you look at it, like, how many clients have you worked with, and then I've
That I
worked
don't
with?
like.
Well,
That I don't like.
that are the.
Not. It's not that I don't like that we don't work well together with.
No. I'm saying, like, how many clients have we worked with that have jumped from me to you to another coach to another coach to another coach, which that there may be another reason behind that, um, like excuse wise, but it's like people do coach hop, or personal trainer hop every now and then, but maybe they're just looking for somebody that they could connect with on a easier basis, or look for specifics or something like that. But going back to, there is always, or there's always enough clients for everybody, and I don't see the you know I don't get why coaches get so upset, like, over things like that. So
Well, um,
it's a thing I always try to remind myself about, because
so
when you look at statistics too, it's like 70% of the United States is in the obese range, not overweight, obese.
it's 70%
70% of
now.
Americans are. And it's like, you're
It's seventy
talking about
percent.
70% of however many billions of people are in the United States are overweight.
That's 70% now.
Yeah.
It's not 50.
No, it's
Dang.
70%.
I remember when I was doing like NASM and they said, oh, 50% of people are overweight. Not only fit, and within 50% of those people, they're 25%, or within that 50%, that 50% of that out of the 100% is obese.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, that's crazy. So now the fact that it's 70% means that uh, online coaches either suck at their job or they're not preaching the right stuff. And another crazy statistic is that 80% of people that are successful at weight loss gain it all back.
Yep.
That's a big one,
Dude, are you reading my mind? I was just gonna say
huh?
that. I was
Well,
just gonna say that.
did we just become best
Did we
friends?
just become best friends?
No,
It's
but
true. No, it's
that's
true.
sad.
I see it with a few of my clients that they hop on and off working with me throughout the year. They'll work with me for a month, take 2 months off. Work with me for a month, take 2 months off. And I'm just like, you're gaining weight. You're
But
heavier than you were 3 years ago.
you know how 80% of people gain their weight back who are successful at weight loss. The thing is that it's not the sexiest thing to talk about long-term weight loss, like
Dude,
keeping your fat off for good. It's not, dude. It's the hardest thing to sell. And with me, that's what I really preach, and that's what I care about is long-term success rather than just right now. But I guarantee, like, dude, if I go back to like my numbers and I look pat like what I was selling, it's always like 8-week programs and all this stuff. But I always try to tell people, like, dude, it doesn't stop there. Like, please don't stop after
Yeah.
these 8 weeks. Like, the plan doesn't stop after the plan. Like, you got to keep going.
The
And the
problem the problem is the accountability. You know, having a coach, it just there's nothing better than having somebody that holds you accountable. And I guess if you don't have the discipline, on your own accord, then it's a lot harder for you to step on the scale and talk to yourself and say, "Hey, I need to I need to chill out with the food or going out or something like that." But with a coach, it's just you're like, "Oh, somebody's relying on me." And then as soon as they stop working with you, it's just like, heyday, man. I'm gonna do whatever I want whenever I want, and they gain it all back. That's the issue. As far as like, I think the biggest thing is just teaching people accountability over time. It's hard to teach somebody discipline,
For
but
sure.
we do our best.
No, I accountability is huge, and I don't think you should never take anything away from accountability. But I always tell people, like, you can't have a coach forever. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
you're gonna have to figure this out, like where you can
yeah,
like actually sustain your results. And a lot of times people come into a program and they're like, oh, balls to the walls. You know what I mean? Like, let me figure out how to get rich quick. And then
yeah,
after I win the lottery, then I'm good. Right? What happens
yeah,
to people that win the lottery? They go
yep,
broke usually, right?
yeah,
So, like, you're gonna have to figure this out where you're gonna be able to, one, sustain your results and keep it long term,
yeah,
right? But I think it just comes down to helping people understand that, making sure that whatever plan they're on or whatever goal that they have, it's aligned with who they are.
yeah,
And I think the
yeah,
biggest thing you can teach someone within, like, if they're in your program, is helping them understand those things, what they value and what they actually care about.
yeah,
Because a lot of times I'm guilty of this. You're guilty of this in different fields, right? We scroll through things and we're like, oh, I want that. That looks cool. Oh, I want
mhm,
that too. That looks cool. I want
yeah,
that lifestyle. I want that.
yeah.
But a lot of times when we try to aim for those things, we end up not happy, or we don't really, stay consistent with it. And that's because we're not aligned with those things.
And then
S-
once you get stuff, you just want more. You know, once
Yeah.
you get your dream house, you want, oh, let's get another one.
No, it's
I get it.
nah, like, and but the people don't want to hear that. People don't care about that. All they care about is, like, you know, get me there. Which you should. You should get people there. But you have to help them understand that it doesn't stop there. The plan doesn't stop after the plan. You got to keep
Yeah,
going.
I try to
Oh,
get. I try to focus on, like, I would say, like, more. I focus on more mechanistic type of actions where it's like I do my best to get people to understand sleep to the highest level. It's
well,
so
you sleep like 10 hours a day, bro.
Yeah, dude, and I'm really big on it because I've literally watched myself, like, just change.
No, sleep is huge. Like,
Sleep,
uh,
water,
I
food portions.
sometimes I even would put sleep at the very top of the pyramid when it comes to
It
weight
is.
loss,
It
health,
is.
just
It is.
because of the effect sleep has, with your hunger hormones, with your training, with
Sex
you know,
drive, mental
exactly, dude.
awareness.
Like, I know they all bounce off of each other, right? Like, if you eat right, if you eat well, if
Yeah.
you train well, then you'll sleep well. They all bounce off of each other. But dude, I've had multiple children. I have two girls, right? And the worst times, I mean, I love them, but the worst times were like when we didn't sleep. Like, I was
Yeah.
eating so much. I my
Yeah.
Danelle and I were arguing all the time. Like,
Yeah.
and that the lack of sleep was is horrible. And I mean, I would do it all over again. Don't get me wrong, because
Yeah,
I love them. But
yeah.
I'm just saying, like, the fact that, you know, but people don't care about that. Let's be real. People
They
don't
don't.
care. They don't they don't care about, like, I try to tell people, like, dude, you got to sleep. You got to focus on your stress management. You
No,
got
they don't
to,
want to hear that.
they don't
They
want to
want
hear
to
that.
know what ab workouts do I do.
Should I be eating more fish and asparagus?
Yeah.
Should
Why?
I
Why? How come I'm not eating more veggies? Don't I need more broccoli?
why did you add carbs? Oh my gosh, did you add fruit? Fruit is the worst thing for you. Like, no, bro, like, eat your fruit. But I get it though, because
It's true.
people think fruit is like, oh, it's high in sugar. Like, bro, chill,
Oh
relax.
my god, dude.
Like, fruit's good for you. Eat your fruit, eat your vegetables. But people don't want to hear that. And that is that's a tough subject to get in, because, when you get into a program, like, you do want fast results. I get it. Like, you want to start seeing results. So when you add stuff that they're like, are you sure I should be eating that? Are you sure I should be doing that? Are you
Yeah.
sure? Like, sometimes the best thing you could do for someone is add food, right? Like,
Yeah.
increase your calories, increase your food.
Dude, I had a guy sign up a few weeks ago, and he was like 320 pounds. And then I threw him on after my calculations, I put him on 4,000 calories a day. And he was like, "What the hell?" Like, he freaked out. And I was like, "Dude, just trust me." I was like, just trust me. Just do it. Don't freak out. It's a crap ton of food. I know. I said, just do it. First week, boom, 5 pounds down on 4K of calories. And I'm like, you got to understand, the more weight that you have, the more calories you're going to need for thermogenesis. Like, even though you're eating a crap ton of food, your body has to heat up that food in order to burn it off. And I was like, are you getting sweaty when you eat? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, okay, that's a good thing. And so he's dropping weight on 4,000 calories. But I'm like, what were you eating before then? He was like, oh, I was just eating once or twice a day. And it was always like a burger, burrito, something really bad, but almost like starving and then binge, starve and binge, starve and binge. And then so getting him to eat throughout the day and everything, the weight's just fallen off on 4,000 calories.
Yeah, it terrifies people when you do that, especially,
Freaks them
like,
out.
I even dude,
Girls, oh my God.
I even when you put a dude, like, even a guy, like, on 2,500 calories, right? 2,500. They're like, man,
That's nothing.
I feel like I'm eating so much. Like, I feel so
What?
full during the day, blah blah blah.
That's
But
dieting, bro.
well, if you're naturally going to feel a lot fuller, because, if you think of the average person that's going into your program, they're eating whatever they want. They go from, like, eating burritos, tacos,
Yeah.
burgers, fries.
Yeah.
So those foods, I mean, they're high in calories, but they don't make you feel full, right? When you switch to a nutrient dense diet, like, mainly nutrient dense diet, where you're eating lean protein, you're eating your vegetables, you're eating good source of carbs, fruits, like, all that, and you're drinking your water, you're gonna feel full, right?
Water,
So
man.
if
That
dude,
I gotta talk. That's one thing I really try to get people to understand, that it's like the hunger cues. Like,
hunger cues
actually,
is huge.
it's like, actually try to figure out when you are hungry and then when you are satiated. But the biggest thing I try to tell people is, a majority of the time, your body's not asking for food. It's wanting fluids. It wants water for hydrolysis. I'm like, your body wants so much damn water. It's unbelievable. And so, but the body has no mechanism to differentiate between hunger or thirst. So it just sends like a growling stomach signal. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, dude, I'm eating a crap ton of food, right? And I finished a meal in 30. After 30 minutes, my stomach growled, and I was like, I am really thirsty if that's happening. You know what I'm saying? So it's
No,
like trying to get people to understand that, hey, you need a lot of water for hydrolysis.
no, I like how you tapped into the, understanding your hunger cues, right? And I think that is such an important skill to have when it comes to your habits and behaviors towards nutrition and food. Because sometimes just by switching how you eat and how you treat food is all you need.
Yep.
And dude, like, and a lot of dude, we don't even know what it actually feels like to be actually hungry,
Yeah.
right? How long can we last without food? Like what, 30, like 3 weeks, right?
Depends on your fat tissue.
Okay,
Yeah.
chill.
If
I'm
you're
just
like
kidding.
severely obese, no, if you're like severely obese, you could go like 30 days easy.
Yeah, but like 3 weeks to 30 days,
Oh
right?
yeah, yeah,
Like we don't even know what the actual, like, you know, how actual hunger feels like.
yeah,
And a lot of times we're just triggered by things. Oh, like, oh shoot, that actually sounds good. I want to eat that. You smell that? Like that smells pretty good,
yeah, yeah,
right? Right when you walk into your kitchen, you touch your fridge door, trigger, right?
yeah.
So a lot of times we're just triggered by these things that actually make us want to eat and snack on things, and that's where we start eating. So we're adding all these calories where we don't actually need it. That's why I like the whole idea of actually, like, eating more nutrient dense foods, because you're a lot more satiated, you feel fuller, you actually, when you go throughout your day, you actually feel like you don't even need
What do
cookies
you
or ice cream.
what do you tell your clients about social pressures, parties, events, things
Good
like that?
question. I always tell people, uh, because I understand, right? I
Yeah,
understand social environment. I understand what people do when they are, social, like going out. You're sipping on alcohol. Alcohol is a part of it. Eating
yeah,
good food is a part of it. I'm guilty of. I'm not guilty of it. It's what I do as well, right?
yeah.
Um, I think we got to get out of the mindset of those things are bad. Instead, like, assess the situation, like figure out, like, okay, what's going on right now? Like, what do I actually value right now? What do I care about? Do I care about being present, fully present with my friends and my family? Then I'm going to be fully present. Does that mean go overboard? No, it doesn't mean go overboard, right? Like, if alcohol is a part of it, I always tell people, like, if they're on my plan, if they're in my program, this is what I tell them, like, if alcohol is part of it, like, dude, have like one drink. Like, order a good whiskey, and just sip on it. Enjoy the moment. Be present.
Yeah,
When you're eating your food, you can either, one, share your food, two, you can order something that is more aligned with your goal, or three, don't finish the whole thing, right?
yeah, yeah.
So I always tell people, like, if you're, you know, in a social environment, just be present. And I think that's the one thing that you can do. And two, just hop right back on your plan like nothing happened. Because here's the thing with weight loss, with fat loss, all it is a bunch of good decisions that are aligned with your goal, accumulated over time, right? And I think we got to get out of the mindset of, like, okay, like, it's one day is gonna, this all or nothing approach, right? One day is gonna totally mess up my whole plan. Like, no, you can hop right back on your plan the next day, and if you do another social event, hop right back on your plan the next day, and then stay consistent.
How do you have you ever, and how do you uh,
Ooh,
talk to a
this is an
client?
intense question.
Yeah, I just because
This is an
no, it
intense
popped up in
question.
my head because I just made a video about binge eating,
Uh
but
huh.
associated with binge eating is what's called bulimia. And so, bulimia, in the definition of bulimia, is binge eating. But what makes bulimia different from uh, the definition of binge eating is that they are punishing themselves through
Mm,
rigorous exercise. So, have you ever had anybody that would tell you, "Hey, coach, I went out and I did such and such. Like I went out and drank, or I went out and I binged, and then I did 3 hours of cardio the next day, or like a big one's kind of like Thanksgiving.
for sure. No, I get
People
it.
would punish themselves
Yeah,
Thanksgiving
yeah,
Day because they know they're going to eat.
yeah, yeah,
So how would you deal with that with a client if they did screw up and say, "Hey,
yeah, yeah.
coach, I did this, and I'm doing some type of cardio or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah. I did like 100 burpees
Yeah,
right
yeah,
after
yeah,
my meal. It's all
yeah,
good. And I made sure to poop everything out.
yeah,
Nah, well, first of all, I get it. Like it makes sense, right? Like, oh, I ate all this food, I got to burn it off. It makes sense. Like it totally makes sense. But the first thing that I would say is like it's totally fine that you did that. One, um, two, it's like what exercise is only a small portion of your TDE, right? Like it's not that much.
yeah.
Like what matters is making sure that your BMR is good, your that you're moving around more often than usual. I think those are
Your
big
neat
things. Yeah, you're neat. And
non-exercise activity thermogenesis for people that are
yeah,
listening.
yeah. And that's like fidgeting, walking around, moving more, parking pretty far actually makes sense now, right? But
Yeah,
but I would tell them I get it. And working out is only a small portion of your burned calories throughout the day. But this is why I am such a high that's why I believe in eating more nutrient dense foods than anything. Like if you can get in the habit of the sleep part too, I think is huge. But if you can get into the habit of like get out of the mindset of like low calories and high intensity workouts and you start focusing more on your behaviors and habits towards nutrition and training, that'll go way further than anything else. Because now you're one giving your body the right nutrients, you're you're sleeping right, you're handling your stress. Like now you're fixing your metabolism, you're fixing your BMR, right?
mhm.
So it creates this whole ripple effect. Like that's what I'll tell them. Like, don't worry, just go back on your plan. Focus on getting your water in. Focus on getting your nutrients in. And for people that don't know what nutrient dense foods, Sam, tell them, please.
That is your micronutrients, not macro. Micro stands for
Oh, whoa.
the minerals and vitamins that is in inside of your food groups. So you're looking at like magnesium, vitamin D, iron, B vitamins, um, all of those things encompass into what you're actually eating. That's a big thing. It's a harder concept to get the average Joe to understand because they
But
don't have any
but at
nutritional
yeah,
background.
but
You know what I'm saying? But if you could get somebody to just be like, hey, whole foods, eat your eggs, eat your red meat, eat your potatoes,
your
eat.
salmon,
Yeah, yeah,
your
yeah,
chicken breast, your shrimp, your
yeah,
all these high quality foods that
yeah,
are going to give you nutrients. But do you have to pinpoint which exactly you need right now? No, just you know pick the ones that you do enjoy.
yeah.
And dude, like honestly, I feel like when you talk about people that binge and all that, everyone feels that way. I wouldn't say everybody, but like a good amount of people feel like, okay, I ate so much, I need to work out. I need
Yeah,
to work out. I need to do cardio, blah, blah. I get the mental aspect
yeah,
though. Like I get it. I feel like if that's what you want to do mentally, like for as a mental like from a mental aspect, that makes sense. I get it. You should do it. But you don't have to kill yourself. And you don't have like it's only a small part of your TDE, total daily expenditure. I don't know if I said that earlier. That's calories
total
out.
daily energy expenditure,
That's
TDEE. Um,
that
like
is
like the thing the
energy
thing with
out.
the thing with binge eating, like the correct definition of binge eating, which it was kind of funny to me, was like when you look at it, it says having only 2 episodes a week. I thought it was like a daily. I
Oh, that's
assumed it
only
was a
wait,
daily
wait.
thing.
That's you're saying you're identified as a binge eater
Yeah.
if you do it twice a week. So what is considered binge eating?
So binge eating it's defined as having 2 binge episodes a week for the duration of 6 months, and you would be like legally classified as having an eating disorder. Same with bulimia. And then I was like, dude, I know way too many people like
Wait, but what would you say is considered binge eating though?
binge
After doing your
eating. So
research.
what separates binge eating from bulimia? Like I said, bulimia is it's the operation of binge eating and then punishing yourself through working out. Like anorexia is like binge eating and then throwing up. And
Mm.
then just binge eating itself is classified as an eating disorder. What separates it from all of the like the more catalytic other ones is that it's people who don't punish themselves after. They just
But
binge eat.
what is like, how do you know? Because I'm pretty sure a lot of people
Yeah.
don't know if they're binge eating or not. Maybe they're just thinking to themselves, "Oh, I'm just eating and I get sleepy," right?
Yeah.
But
I would
what?
say
How would you identify like, "Oh, I binge ate"?
I would say when you are consciously aware of it.
Okay, what do you mean by that?
So I would say so it's like let's say you're sitting on the couch watching Netflix.
I enjoy that.
Yeah, and you're just
It's a
kind of
great time.
mindlessly eating.
Yes.
I would not consider that binge eating because you're unaware. I would consider binge eating saying like I'm sitting here and I'm hiding from other people because I don't want them to see me. I'm ashamed of it. And I know the act and what I'm doing is sinful, but I'm still participating in this act and committing it throughout the whole time. I'm being consciously aware of how bad it is for me.
So
That's what binge eating is.
So like you're competing for after a show, after competing bodybuilding show, right?
Yeah.
And now you're just eating everything. Is that
Yeah.
like everything you're going past full? You
Yeah.
went for the burger, the fries, the milkshake, and then you had all the candy that your friends gave you on top of the cookies. Ate it all within 1 hour.
I would not consider that binge eating though,
Why is that?
because because that is a survival mechanism in our heads. So the person that's doing a bodybuilding show is so severely low body fat percentage that we have mechanisms, survival mechanisms in our brain that tell us we need to eat, otherwise we're going to die. So on show day, not only are you low body fat percentage, but you're
Dehydrated.
also dehydrated, right?
Yeah.
So your body's thinking we're going to die. We are going to die. So after the show, you open up that gate to go eat. Show's over. I'm out with my friends and my family or whatever. But when that gate is open, it's a primal instinct. You're not even in control anymore. You're not consciously aware. That's your body saying survival, 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 survival. Because that behavior, it will be considered binge eating if you continue it for like the
Weeks.
rest of your forever, for
For,
however how long.
forever.
But
No.
if you just do it that
um,
day, I do not consider that binge eating. That's a primal survival instinct embedded in us. And it's kind of like
okay,
when
so
you
let
see,
me ask you this. Let
yeah,
me ask you this. Sorry to cut you off,
no,
but
I can rant. I'm sorry.
um, so that's not only within show day, right? If you're trying to lose weight, if you're trying to cut down, you're gonna feel hungry, right?
Yeah.
Um, so how would you describe that? So let's say someone's going through a weight loss program right now. They lost a bunch of weight. Now they're hecka hungry. They get triggered by something. They eat everything. Would you consider that binging?
If it's a one time deal, no, not at all.
Hmm.
Even if it lasts for a week, let's say they binge every day for a week, I wouldn't consider them because I'm just going based off of scientific definitions. And the definition is saying it has to last for 6 months.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
So I
interesting.
mean, if it's here and there, it's not a big deal. But my whole thing, it's like I have clients that do this 3 times a week,
Mm.
and they've been doing it for years. And to put it into a much broader context, like how many people do we personally know when they go out every weekend? Would
That
that be considered binge eating?
mm,
Because they
like
know that they're not supposed to be doing it, but they're going
so
out Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
drinking, eating, everything.
And I'm like, are these people? Because like when you look at the definition, it at least it hit me, and I'm like, dude, I know too many close
So
people that do this on a basis,
so
weekly basis. They're doing this 3 times a week. You
so
know?
this is why it's so important. And people don't like talking about it, is focusing on your behaviors and habits towards nutrition. Like if you could get that down, that could take you so far, like so far, right? If you could get your behaviors and habits down towards nutrition, on top of change your mindset on how you view fitness, how you view nutrition and training, it'll go way further.
Yeah.
And that's why I feel like we need to preach more on that stuff. Like, okay, behaviors and habits, mindset. It's not always about, hey, eat your chicken breast and your tilapia and blah blah blah,
Yeah.
right? It's not always about that.
Yeah.
It's we got to focus on the important things as well. Like honestly, I feel like it's the most important is your mindset and your behaviors and habits towards nutrition, because that's going to take, if you want to keep fat off for good, that's where it's at. That's it. But yeah.
It's long term.
Hey, thank you, bro. Thanks for hopping on. We're going to do this again.